Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. If you're watching this or listening to this, go buy Thanksgiving again. The link is everywhere. I don't know how you possibly could be listening to this podcast and not be aware of Thanksgiving again, but the link is the first thing in the show description. It's on Vimeo on demand. My mother bought it and she was able to get it to stream on her TV. She said it was super easy. So if she can do it, you can do it. Don't complain it's not on a different app. Um, but seriously, help a indie filmmaker out. And movies aren't free to make, so sorry they're not free to watch. But if it makes you feel any better, for the amount of hours that I put into it, you're paying me to watch my movie less than like what kids in sweatshops make. If that helps. I don't know. Anyways, Shaun Grant joins me in person for this week's episode. Shaun plays the role of Chase in Thanksgiving again. We have a really fun conversation about the set, but also a really deep conversation about some serious stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. Hope you learned something from it. And go buy my damn movie. Here's Shaun and me. Yes, it does. Hey, everybody. Another in-person podcast. Actually, it's Shaun's second time on the podcast.
Yes.
This time in person,
Yes.
wearing a fantastic shirt today. And nice hat, too.
Thanks. Spring training special 2024.
Nice. I got a nice 1998 Mitchell and Ness hat, which it's sad that 1998 is old enough that Mitchell and Ness is putting it out. Like, look at this throwback. It's like, God damn, I remember that day.
Yeah.
I was 11. I mean, at least I was young, but but I don't like that. Like my childhood is now like ancient throwback.
I feel right. Like, man, what a time it is to be in your 40s.
Yeah. Well, I'm not there quite yet.
Oh, yeah.
38. Oh. I got well for a month and a half more. I'm 38, so I'm 13 and a half months away.
Good age.
Just rolling downhill for the. Once you hit 40, you just curl up into a ball and just roll through the rest of your life, right? You don't.
It's like it's all over from that point on.
Yeah, there's no going up. Just. I mean, there's some piece to that. Just
yeah. I will say this: when you hit your 40s, I guess for myself in particular, you really begin to like, one, not deal with bullshit, and two, just you really know who you are and what you want out of life in a lot of ways. Like at a really deep core level, you're just like, yeah, I'm done dealing with that shit. That's not who I am anymore. It's like, so I think that's one of the biggest benefits I find in my experience once I turn 40.
Yeah, there's when I turned 30, I remember thinking like, I can no longer get away with doing this childish stuff. Because like if you get busted, when you're in your 20s, and now I'm still doing that same shit in my 30s. So I didn't change at all. If anything, I got worse. Well, because now it's like, I'm a grown up. I can do what I want. You guys.
Right.
I think if I live to be like 60, 70, that 60's not that old anymore, honestly, but like 70s, 80s, I think I'll be either the best or the worst old person ever. Because I'll just be like, half of me thinks I'll just walk around naked, like, I'll leave the house to go pick up the paper naked.
Yeah.
Like,
you really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, leave me alone. I'll just drive my car with a bottle of Crown Royal in my hand. Like, I don't know. I can do what I want.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. That's when it really sets in. You're like, you know what? I've been there long enough to do whatever I want.
Yeah, I'm going to die at any moment. Who cares? I'm not even supposed to be alive.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny, man.
That is one thing. You asked me earlier how I felt with the weight loss. That is one thing where I'm like, oh, hey, now I can't imagine because I used to be like, I'm in so much pain all the time. I have heartburn all the time. By the way, that's another thing. Everyone said it was this. It wasn't this. It was just that I was fat. It had not like apparently being fat has negative side effects. Nobody told me.
Oh,
It's also really hard. The funny thing is, I
Yeah.
was talking to Chris, director of the Last Ryde, who you obviously know. I was talking to him about not getting any acting roles. I'm like, I've been in one thing, actually two.
Yeah.
Two things that were not my own in the past year.
Okay.
And I've only had like one other audition. Like I've had, and I didn't have to audition for the second thing.
Right.
So I've only had two auditions.
Yeah.
And I'm submitting to stuff.
Yeah.
And Chris is like, well, we shot these two movies, so you'd have real footage. That was part of your plan.
For sure.
And I'm like, right. But I don't look like that guy on the screen anymore. So now it's like, what am I supposed to do? Should I
make a new movie?
It's because watching, and I did this on Friday at the screening.
Yeah.
That shark outfit I was wearing.
Yeah.
That was 2 sizes too small for me. The buttons were bursting open. And I was gonna return it and wear something more flattering. And I'm like, it's kind of funny. It works. I'm just fat, gross guy. And I actually put that outfit on midway through the movie, and it fits me perfectly.
Wow.
So it's like, that was actually my moment of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like a full circle kind of.
Yeah. But it was, but it's hard to, I was sitting with Jeremiah editing the movie, and I'm like, oh, the good thing is I don't like, it's not me almost on the screen.
Right.
It's easier to watch and be like, oh, that's a character in the movie. But the other side is like, I can't use this in my reel unless I do like a pre-roll and be like, hey, I'm not this fat anymore. I'm still fat, but not super fat. Just like chubby now.
You can be like Christian Bale, though. Like you completely committed for the role by gaining 35 pounds. Or
that's what Bobby told me. He's like, you should tell people. He's like
so committed.
Well, he's like, if you weren't so on Instagram about it and nobody knew you had lost weight, he's like, you should just show up and be like, no, I only got fat for this role.
Exactly. You're like, I'm completely
I'm still losing weight to get back to what I was. In 2015.
Yeah, you're completely method. You in method for it.
Speaking of Bobby, so at the screener, and you still haven't actually seen the movie, I realize.
Yeah.
I should have figured out a way to send you a copy before this. I actually was trying to.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other. Ball bag of whatever. But Bobby, who you'd met at one of the parties, I think.
Yeah.
I think at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, Shaun was such a dick in that movie, and he's like the nicest person I've ever met. He's like, I guess that's a testament to his acting. But yeah, and also Sam's boyfriend, you were his favorite character.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, he's very similar to Chase.
So bad, man. It's like, I think there's all an in each of us beer drinking, alcohol drinking football fans. There's a little bit of Chase in all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be bothered. You just care about your beer.
You're locked in.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing Chase is missing was food. Other than that, I think there's a little bit of him in everybody like that. That just is that into sports and combining it with alcohol. So it was fun.
I did 1 year. I was a complete dick, and I don't know if I thought about this when I was writing or not, because I drink so much. I don't know anything. But when I was writing it, I don't know if it came into mind, but the Saints played the Cowboys 1 year on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
and I demanded. I was a complete dick. I was probably in my early 20s.
Yeah,
and I think it was the year after we won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Malcolm Jenkins had a great strip down the field on Roy Williams.
Right. Yeah.
But I would not talk. I went in my parents' room and watched the game so no one would disturb me because I can't deal with other people talking over the football game. And I'm like, dinner has to be at halftime. It's like a 20-minute halftime because it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving the table and going back to the game. And was just a dick to everybody. So I don't know if that came in. And I'm more chill now, I think. I realized I've never been the same after the NFC Championship game,
Oh
the no
God,
call.
yeah,
I feel like I've never ever since then. I like part of my soul died that day, and
yeah,
it's never come back.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and it's never going to. It's
Like, man, I'm with you.
like I'm passionate about football, but now it's like,
Yeah, it may. You know, it's funny you mentioned that because it makes the state in which the Saints are in now
mm,
so much worse. Knowing that, like, that was literally our second Super Bowl
yeah.
in our hands, and they just
And it was
took it.
Breeze's chance to beat Brady in the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and really, that. And then he said he would have retired after that season
yeah,
too.
because he was 40. He had the ribs going, and like I think
Yeah,
was it the spleen he had that year too? I
I
believe.
think the spleen was the next year.
Okay, the lung,
His
his lung,
shoulder, and
yeah,
yeah,
kinds of
that
stuff.
was the year he said during the season. It was actually Thanksgiving, I think,
Yeah,
against the Falcons. He hurt his shoulder, and
that was it.
it
Yeah,
never came back.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then he would have gone out on top. It would have been such a beautiful.
yeah. Send off, swan song.
Yeah, and then we were the best team in the league that year,
Yeah,
and it wasn't even close.
yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Oh man,
also the most boring Super Bowl in NFL history that year. So
12-3 or something like that.
13-3, something like that. Yeah, it was just boring ass Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I went wearing a referee's outfit with a name tag that said NFC Championship game MVP.
Yeah.
And then I got too drunk in the fourth quarter, and I started screaming every time they threw the ball. And luckily, before I made too much of an ass of myself, someone's like, "You remember you told me you were going to get emotional, and I should tell you when to Uber home.
Yeah.
Do it now." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh god.
See, I set up these safeguards, like I mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
I'm like, Sam, you need to make sure I'm presentable before you
Yeah.
leave. I'm a responsible drinker
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
in many ways. Just not the quantity that goes into my body.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, as long as you're not driving and stuff, you're okay.
yes, and I don't do that. So
Yeah.
there's that good thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So tell me, I guess tell my audience what the experience was like on. And I see the slates over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, since they did the tape, I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just buy a new one next time and just
Yeah.
keep that one the way it is.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to display that somehow.
Yeah. Maybe hanging on the wall, open up or something like that.
Yeah, it should. I
Yeah.
don't think it should work with just a couple nails or something.
Yeah. I like it.
But it was your second Macolino Entertainment movie, but
Yes.
the last time, I mean, you went out to a location,
Yeah.
you shot your sheen, you ate lunch, and you left. Like
Yeah.
it was a half day.
Yeah.
This was you were there
6 days.
only 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's 6 days. Three the first week, 3 the second week. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you also came to rehearsal, and you
Yeah.
came to one of our parties we threw.
Yeah. Yeah. We were all like family after it was all over. No, man, it was such a fun experience. Super fun for me because I feel like all I did was just drink beer and sit on the couch and recite a few lines here and there.
There's never going to be a better movie role, is there?
Yeah, I remember you came in one day and I'm like literally laying in the bed reading a book, drinking a beer at the same time, just like I should have gave myself your role. I remember one of the funniest moments was I think it was the second day for me, and everybody's got their scripts out and they're studying, doing the actor thing, and I'm just like drinking my beer. It's like, oh, okay, I got one line. All right, I'm good. I was so buzzed by the time we started shooting. I was like, man, it's like, how did I land this gig? This is just like, the acting god says, here you go, have a good time, drink some beer, eat some amazing food, and enjoy yourself. But it was really, really phenomenal experience being around everybody and having that chance to connect and see people's processes and watch so many get the talented actors and actresses work, yourself included. And then, from a crew and production standpoint, with Sierra, with Rick and Jeremiah and everybody involved, and yourself directing, it was amazing, man. It's probably the most fun I've ever had on a set because it was like relaxed. Like we worked definitely, but like it was just a lot of fun. I definitely had the set blues on my last day when it was done because you're like, oh wow, man, this is like coming to a party. And I drove, I think, an hour each day, and it was just like, I'm excited to go to work. Like, go straight to the fridge, grab my beer. Okay. It's like, where's my script? Okay, 2 lines, perfect. I love it. It was perfect. Just everything about it was really, really exciting overall experience as an actor.
Yeah, it was. It was. I'm like, I don't know that the magic can be recreated because it was just so many. Like, first of all, the thing I give myself the most credit for is assembling the people.
Absolutely.
There were obviously yourself. I already knew.
Oh, excuse me.
I knew Mike.
Yeah.
I knew John. I knew Megan.
Yeah.
So the wild cards were Sam, which was a huge wild card. Yeah. And I made everyone who auditioned for Tori, I made all of them have a phone call with me before I even sent them the signs. Because it was like, hey, you're carrying, my livelihood on your back.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sam's phone call was probably the worst, but she told me she thought it was a con man. She's like, I've never had to have a phone call with a director before an audition before, and you were so like upbeat and positive. I'm like, what is he trying to scam me out of? I'm gonna ask her for a Zelle. Yeah, so I don't know that she thought that she did the audition, and then Rick and I had a Zoom call with her, and then I still was like, let's meet for coffee.
Yeah.
Because she was in France, so I'm like, back in the country, let's meet for coffee.
Yeah.
And I think at that point she knew that it was a real thing.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay, this is actually gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's when I'm like, okay, I think she's cool. Like, I think she's cool. And John's the one who told me to reach out to Mary.
Yeah.
Madeline was a wild card, but she's
terrific. Yeah. Mary, her timing was completely on point. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and I hadn't even seen the movie yet, but like just watching it in real action.
She is such a bitch.
And then the playback
in the movie,
she plays my wife, but she really had that just comedic, just whimsical, those expressions just down pat. So it really adds a nice element to the film, I bet.
Yeah, I was so angry at myself. And where are you going to fit it? But her last day, I think the last scene we shot was her and Sam are in the fridge, and she's taking her stuff out and putting her stuff in, and I just come and like put them out of the way to get ice for my drink.
Yeah.
And in the script, there's like no lines.
There's no dialogue,
And I'm like, and every time we shot it 6 times, and every time Madeline would say something different, I would respond to And we just improv that scene so many times. And every time was completely different. Yeah. So in editing, Jeremiah was like, we just need to pick the one that looks best.
Yeah.
They're all good. But I'm like, why didn't I write more scenes? That's the only scene where I interact with her.
Yeah.
The entire movie. I'm like, she's the one who I didn't get to know at all because I barely talked to her.
Yeah.
Like in the movie or off camera. Because
she was like off their own devices. And
one thing that it was, and I've gotten a lot of compliments from people about it, is the importance of the atmosphere. Like Madeline was in the background, like background acting in half the scenes in the movie. Yourself just sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, that adds so much more that you can see Shaun on the couch behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There was one scene that Sam was alone in the house, and right before we hit record, I'm like, shit, hang on, I go change in the wardrobe, and I'm like, someone needs to
because it gives it natural. Like that's what would naturally be
happening. It shouldn't be empty.
Somebody would be doing something else off in the other side of the house.
Right, and it's supposed to be, one of the things I wanted was the chaos of, so there can't be just an empty room.
Right.
You gotta always have action going on. So a lot of, and James, a lot of times, that's what Jeremiah's like, man, that kid's like a pro. He just stick around the camera and be like, we need someone in the background. You're here, go sit. Because he's like in half the scenes of the movie. He's just playing on his phone.
I know, right? Yeah, he's a real star. He's the real star of it.
Yeah. Well, he was a wild card too, because he's a very shy kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was dancing around, doing faces for the camera, and
came out of it.
Yeah.
I've seen so many kids who are timid, like you put them in front of a camera and they just turn into something different. And James is really great with once again his timing and just the essence of that character playing Pasquale and all. And yeah, it's terrific. It's just really all talent from start to A to Z, just back and forth. Everybody really brought something special.
Yeah,
to the project.
that's why I have the. I'm like, well, this movie makes $1 million. We're doing a sequel. I already got the plan in my head too.
Yeah, okay.
You're a key component to it.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going through the time loop this time. Sam doesn't
Sorry,
get. Sam's basically going to need to be my sidekick. Right. Eventually, she's the one who tells me I'm in a time loop because I'm so drunk and stupid that I don't realize from weeks.
I can only imagine what your time loop would be like.
Yeah, it might be a little more R-rated. But the punchline is the end of the day.
Yeah.
Your gambling debts, they come and take you, throw you in the trunk, and
oh wow.
So I think the whole point of the time loop is to save your ass.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So your gambling problems and yeah. So but yeah, I even have it in my head of like I'm just like, how many days in a row has it been Easter? I feel like, and I just say just something where people roll their eyes. I'm a drunk idiot. And but of course Tori is like,
yeah.
So I feel like how many weeks could Jeffrey go through the time loop believably and just be like, God, I'm so drunk.
Yeah.
I thought we already did Easter. I must have been dreaming, or maybe it was last Easter I'm thinking of. I don't know.
I think this is really happening again.
Yeah. No, there's definitely an easy story there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
that's awesome, man.
It's all of the floating holidays. We'll just go through all of them.
Yeah, I know, right? Christmas.
And the time loop switches for each. Each time it's someone else. So by like the fourth movie, it's like, all right, time loop squad assemble. We all know what's going on.
I'd love to see John's character in the time loop.
Oh my God. I think John's life is a time loop for real life. I'm watching his interviews, behind the scenes stuff, and I'm just like, what is he?
I think everybody was trying to keep it like PG, and then he comes up.
Oh,
and I was so shocked because it was kind of like, low key, pretty normal. Joseph's reciting off his. Sam starts with hers, you came with yours, and then John.
Marijuana
brownie. Sorry, hash brownie.
Oh, you haven't even. That was his most tame answer.
Oh gosh.
I have one I cut for tomorrow about what would you do if you were stuck in a time loop.
Oh gosh, that's funny, man.
Yeah. It's but his final interview when he was done.
Oh, the exit interview.
The last day, yes. He was like, my name is Anthony Vitale, and I played Jeff. He just does the most zany. He's like, he definitely said something about what's it like working with the director. Well, it would be nice if he was sober at any point in time. Which I think was several people gave an answer similar to that. So
I got to get you sober. You were sober, especially like when you were directing. You were completely like you were coherent. You were there.
Oh yeah.
And like even when you were drinking a bit, like you were still like it wasn't like you were just like in a stupor.
Like I was on the table where he.
But even then, you were coherent enough to know like who was doing what.
Well, Rick's like, I think everyone thought we were acting drunk until we were actually done.
Oh,
I'm like, no, I don't remember. I remember we took a break.
Yeah,
that's it.
I don't
remember the second half.
Wow. So
I watched it the next day. Yeah. I watched it the next day. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to really gauge. Some of the stuff. But yeah, no, I was gone.
Yeah.
But no, I made it a point of like occasionally I'd have a drink. I don't think, except for one day when you were asked me to help you with the beers.
Oh yeah,
but that beer to me doesn't,
Yeah. So bit of a backstory. So you remember how I said I came on set and Lily like I think it was the first. It might have been both of them. I had 3 beers because I had been laying off alcohol completely, and I was like buzzing, and I was just like, I can't keep this up. Like I'll be like hungover for the next few days if I just keep up. And so I just started pouring literally. Well, I'm being not so truthful. I say half. I think I was pouring 3 into a cup and giving it to Jeff, and then I would drink a little bit and just kind of nurse it, and so that really helped me out. So
Yeah.
Jeff definitely took one.
That was a nice morning.
Yeah, we took he took a couple for the team because I mean, like, who drinks at 10:30 in the morning? It's fine, but if you don't do it on a regular basis, you can kind of find yourself like, oh crap, like this is really starting to affect me some. So he definitely took not just one, but he took a few for the team.
Yeah. It was tough work.
Yeah. I'm sure a bunch of people would agree. Oh man.
Yeah, I was. I did make it a point of like, because sometimes around 2, 3, I'd actually pour myself a drink, but that drink would last me 2, 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like I just sip on it. And,
yeah.
And I always had to have something in, and even when you were pouring the beer, you kept in there because I'm like, I don't like the fake drinking and stuff. Yeah. Sometimes you can see it on camera.
Exactly.
That's what one scene, it was just John and I.
Yeah.
And every time we're on camera,
you're eating. Yeah.
Plowing food into my mouth because I'm like, my character should be doing that.
Right.
And I'm talking with my mouth full and everything. A lot of actors don't like to do that, which is understandable. Yeah. But yeah, one time, I think it was Sierra, she's like, we need to redo that because John took a bite of mac and cheese when it was like 9 inches away from his face. And he literally like, it's like, John, you can eat it. It's edible. It's not, I'm eating it. It's not bad. It's a little cold. But he doesn't like to eat on camera.
Yeah.
Which again is fine, but it's like, well, you got to sell it better than
Yeah. No, man. And they say the camera catches everything. You really got to be mindful of that. Really, yeah.
There's a couple of times where there's one scene, you weren't here for this. My mom actually made pizza that was my mom's pizza.
Yeah.
And that scene, it's Sam, me, Mike, John, and Mary.
Yeah.
And John's the only one who doesn't eat during the scene.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it actually adds so much authenticity that every character says something with their food in their mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, because that's how it really works. You're going around the table.
You'll be eating and talking at the same time.
Yeah. And Sam and I both had, and again, I'm just hyper focused on things in the editing room. We both had that time where you take a bite and the cheese comes off. And you have to either quickly, take it out. You have to make an action. And I'm like, it just like makes it look like a real thing. Like,
for sure, man.
Yeah, and Mary took a bite right before she said "just terrible." Which, luckily, it was timed the same both times because that's the thing that bothers me in movies so often is continuity with food and drink.
Yeah.
That's why did I ever tell you how much consternation and stress went into my cup?
No.
So I'm like thinking, okay, I'm just going to be carrying a whiskey glass. Well, this is obviously not a whiskey glass, but I'm an alcoholic. But I'm like, I'm just going to be basically carrying this around. And I'm like, the problem is I can't drink whiskey all day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I can't. In the Last Ride, John and I had a scene we used apple juice instead of whiskey.
Oh, good. Okay.
And in my stomach was like I barely got through the day. I was I just don't ingest that much sugar.
Yeah.
So
an apple juice is super sweet.
Yeah,
unless it's coming right off the tree or something.
Right. Yeah. This is not real apple juice. This is from concentrate. So yeah, I'm just. But again, I'm like, I should be chugging them down because that's the character in the Last Ride too.
Yeah.
But my stomach, I'm like, I can't do apple juice, and I'm like, ginger ale is way too light.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're gonna need to figure something. So Rick and I were talking, and it would just be something we talk about for a few minutes here and there, but it was probably hours of time for months. And then I'm like, you know what? We're gonna have to switch where I drink vodka or gin.
Yeah.
And Rick's like, I don't like that for the character. Like, there's a different whiskey drinkers are different than gin and vodka drinkers.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know, but I can't, like, I need to be able to just drink water and pretend that it's,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
the same. Yeah,
And I don't remember if I said it or if someone said it to me, but it was like, you don't have to drink out of a glass. It's just like, oh, so I could drink anything I want all day. I could drink beer, I could drink Diet Coke, I could drink water, I could drink anything out of a red soda.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was like and I'm like, I feel so stupid, but also Rick didn't come up with it either.
Yeah.
And I think the idea
That's
was, I was thinking about, just how funny it would be, me carrying around a pint glass full of whiskey at all
Yeah.
times. But I was concerned about, like, if I take a drink during a scene and it goes from here to here and then we shoot it again,
Yeah,
and then the drink's going up and down.
Yeah.
So I'm like, huh, that whoops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasted a lot of energy.
Yeah.
That's where the other thing was. That's why you were drinking out of cans.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then you don't see when I'm like,
You never have to see how much is in. Yeah.
Exactly. That's smart. Attention to detail, man. Meticulousness goes a long way, and continuity with films for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hopefully hopefully sometime next year we'll be doing it again.
Yeah.
Spaghetti face.
Oh yeah. I've read 60 pages of that. That's
Yeah. I think you'd make a really good. I forget his name. Basically, the bad guy.
yeah. Yeah. I think.
I mean, he's
right
not really.
point.
I mean, they're all bad guys.
Bad is relative.
That is relative.
What type of values and more?
But if you put me as the protagonist,
right.
you're the antagonist.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I did. I do. The only thing I use AI for is, well, not the only thing I use AI for, but with the script is a lot of times I'm like, who would you cast in these roles and everything?
Right.
And it was, I was writing it like with the idea of Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could pull that off. I mean,
Yeah.
if we can afford him, I mean, we'll give you another role. But no offense, that's a get right there.
I'd take it, right?
That's what somebody's like. You should send it to Danny McBride's production company, because
Yeah.
my style is similar to his, and I also get compared to him,
Yeah.
personality wise,
Right.
a lot. And I'm like, right, but what if he wants to play the lead? I can play the lead.
I know. Then you got to deliver, right?
Like I mean, he'd obviously do great, but I want to be spaghetti face.
Exactly.
He's not even Italian.
Yeah. It's like, Danny, how about a principal role-ish?
Yeah, he could play my cousin.
Yeah. We'll write something in for you or something.
Yeah. That is something I started thinking with, which I looked into it, and legally I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna just make it an unofficial thing where I'm like, the person who refers the most people to buy or rent the movie is going to get a cameo role in my next movie. There's no official way of tracking that, so it's like just like honor system.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, and then the odds are going to be like, oh, my brother. Yeah, it was random.
I know, right?
8 people bought the movie, and one of them was him. He had a pretty good chance.
Exactly. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh,
that's exciting. It's getting ready to be released. The 1st, November 1st.
Yeah, actually, it'll be out by the time this episode comes out.
Sweet.
So go buy or rent the movie. The link's somewhere. If
not, I'll be posting it. So, been sharing it with you guys.
Yes,
everybody.
So I talked with you last time you were on about your social media being very uplifting and positive. So and you're going aside from acting, you've got some life coaching going on now, right?
Yeah. I so funny you're talking about getting deep. This year has been absolutely like a Hurricane Katrina type whirlwind of a year for me.
Wow.
And needless to say, there's just been some serious soul searching. Like, I was suicidal for a good part of this year just because all of my childhood trauma just caught up to me. And I was just like, I just can't do this. So I was, in bed, not being able to get out for like weeks at a time.
Oh, wow.
And it was just intense. And so it was right around the time we started filming Thanksgiving again, and so that really kind of helped me out a lot to sort of just get back up to speed. But once I was able to have the strength to dive into that on a deeper level and realize it's like, yeah, no, I actually really want to live and like help people through their shit and help people to. It just kind of sort of compounded what I was doing beforehand, but because I had went to the depths of hell, basically from an emotional standpoint, it really just compounded those efforts even more to want to help people and just want to be a positive light and I think people need grace for the most part when they're living their lives because it at times it can be tough for all of us and sometimes you just don't have either the people or the outlet to share that. And after going through all of this, I'm just like, share it wherever you can, really just be as authentic as possible and be yourself and honor yourself. Because what I find is you do feel a whole lot better when you're able to just kind of admit to that stuff and just be honest about it because, people keep stuff in and that's what kills them. Like it comes raging after a while. So for me to be able to just be honest about it and encourage other people to do the same and help people along those lines has just been phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so I've battled, I mean, to be fully honest, I was pretty close to committing suicide a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm mostly out of that tailspin. But the thing that struck me is when I tell people that, it's probably the same as what you hear all the time of like, I never would have guessed that you were like, that's the, to me, I'm like, you're the most positive person.
Yeah.
Like you like, if I want to feel good, talk to him. So he must just be the happiest person on the planet all the time.
Yeah.
And I get kind of the same thing because it's like, but you're fun all the time. And I'm like, right.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't
have feelings or go through stuff, right?
I had and I mean, the blessing of going through what I went through.
Yeah.
And it was after filming the movie. And part of me is like, maybe part of it was like, I don't have a purpose, like the post-show blues kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if that played into it, but it was all of it. And the blessing of going through it was I had a plan.
Yeah.
Because 2020 was when I was, I think it was, January of 2020. Okay. Nothing to do with COVID.
Right before.
Before COVID.
2 months before,
Terrible timing. To have your moment because it's like, all right, I'm coming out. Stay home and don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, all right.
Like, no, that's what I need to do to not want to kill myself.
Yeah.
But so bad timing. But I set up like my plan was, I just say a safety net.
Yeah. So
like people know I battle these demons.
Yeah.
And I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
And my problem is, I mean, why not tell you?
Yeah.
Why not tell everyone?
Yeah.
My problem is, so I was at my worst. I think it was a Monday night at like midnight.
Yeah.
And the problem, one of the reasons I like to drink so much, I want to say, is my brain is very active.
Yeah.
So when I drink, it actually serves almost like how people describe Adderall. Like I can't think about too much, so I have to focus on just the task ahead of me.
Yeah.
Because my brain gets too quiet. So the only time it's bad is when the demons have already crept in, and the idea is there, and that's all I can think about. Right. Then I start drinking, and I can't kick them out.
Right.
Usually it's like they're out here, but when I start drinking, they disappear fast.
Yeah.
But this was one where I was just so it had nothing to do with alcohol. It just happened to be like, I started drinking too late is the way I say it. Like I could have defeated the demons but I let them take over before I started drinking, and then it was too late to kick them out.
Right.
but I went on Facebook, and I think it was like 11:45 p.m. on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Not a,
2020.
No, this was,
Oh, this year.
yeah, a
Okay.
couple months ago. And I mean, it's terrible to say, but I just said I need my safety net now, and I had two people call me,
Wow.
random. I mean, they're friends, but just not people I would have
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah.
And I've told a handful of people, and they were all very angry I didn't call them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I in my mind, I'm already a burden to everyone else.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call and wake you up on a Monday night. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that. Like, but in essence, the point is the safety net worked.
Yeah.
I put out the bat signal and it was up there for 10 minutes, and I got 2 phone calls, and I deleted it.
Yeah.
But it worked because I just need someone to distract me almost at that point.
Yeah.
Like, just like, yeah. And again, it helps when and again, you probably, I don't know that everyone experiences the same way.
Yeah.
But the thing, when it's almost like temporary insanity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like a few days later, you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
And it only happens when I don't have my kids, that's definitely part of it. Where the way I view it in that moment is I'm a burden to everyone, and everyone, including my kids, would be better if I was not here.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, no, it's not. It would be selfish.
Yeah.
What most people say is it's selfish. And it's like, no, in that moment, in that temporary insanity, it's the least selfish thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, you'll make everyone's lives better if they don't have to deal with you dragging them down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, stupid. And the beauty of, I don't have, this was in a span where I didn't have my kids for 5 straight days.
Yeah.
And I had my kids Wednesday, less than 48 hours after I was real close to doing something terrible. And I was like, oh, that was stupid. Just making them dinner and just, talking to them and just hanging out.
Yeah, being around them and stuff.
I'm like, I'm not a burden to these kids. I might be a burden to everyone else, but I'm not a burden to them yet.
Yeah.
I will be. But kids deserve their parents to be a burden at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. But yeah, now it is. I do what you were saying, though, being honest about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I do think that's key, because when, I don't know, you hear 2 people who you think of as upbeat, positive people
go through it.
It's like, oh, so maybe if I'm going through that, I'm not. That's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
You always think like I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the only one who feels this way. No,
you're
not.
Yeah. It's interesting because like our minds are so powerful that once we get an idea and the mind goes with it, it is one of the hardest things to get it, to shift it.
Yeah.
It takes years of practice to like be able to get your mind, and especially if it's something that connects with you emotionally, whether it's positive or negative, the mind will just take it and run, and then it will start, branching off ideas off that original idea, and you'll find yourself spiraling. And so, like you said, you stop and you think, it's like, what was I thinking? Well, your mind was just having a blast doing a shit show.
Yeah.
And it was just taking you down a deeper and deeper hole. And, a lot of that happened with me. And I look back on it, the same thing you said. It's like, how could I even think about doing such a thing? Well, it's just because I just wanted to fucking stop. Like, I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to end and not have to deal with it. And it's like the emotion behind it was so strong. The positive stuff wasn't working. And I was on a podcast recently, and I was talking about how I used to be a toxic positive person. I engaged in toxic positivity, which means basically I was so positive, but I was ignoring the shit that was underneath. And then it said, okay, enough is enough. And it just raged and came up, and it just tore my life to pieces. And, from an internal standpoint, and it was just like, I'm like, wow, what did I do to deserve this? How can this get better? Like, it was just a mess. And it's, like you said, when you have your safety net, you just need somebody there to listen
Mm-hmm.
and to kind of hear you out and not to be judged, because sometimes our biggest thing is the fear of being judged by what people think we should be and how we should come across, as opposed to somebody saying, you know what, be your fucking self. We all got problems. We all come into life. Life is never going to be just a straight line. It's going to be turns and twists and zigs and zags. And you just got to honor that, because once you get through that, then you're so much better, not just for everybody else, but more importantly for yourself, and you can, now for me, like, it's being able to help people through that, because it was just, when you go to hell, one or two things are going to happen. You're going to burn up and that's going to be it. Or you're going to find a way to put out the flames and then pay it forward.
Yeah. No, it's a and I think that's part of what I always see, like the more intelligent people
Yeah.
suffer from
Yeah.
depression and
Yes.
suicidal ideation or whatever.
Yeah, you know too much.
Well, yeah, and it just, your brain works well.
Yeah.
So it does, once you get that tiny little thing.
Just takes an idea.
Yeah, and I do think I went through a time where I'd never heard toxic positivity, but I went through a time where I was, and it was after the movie, where it was like, every time I see someone, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be positive, it's only going to be good vibes from me.
Yeah.
But internally, that was making it worse.
Yeah.
It's like,
for sure.
I would literally, there was a time where I went to my son's, I went to one of James's basketball games.
Yeah.
And I was just positive, happy, upbeat, dealing with my ex-wife, dealing with all this stuff. And the drive home, I'm just like almost in tears, like how much, and it's like, I don't know, this is good. And then I'm like, yeah, that probably had something to do with the downfall. Is like, yeah, there's being two different people is also not.
Yeah.
But the authenticity, it's such a weird. It's a weird line.
Yeah.
To my friend, who her solution or her thought was, my best thing would be to start dating.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in the movie, you're not in it, so you wouldn't have seen it, but where I talk about, and several people were texting me at the screening while this scene was on, like, but she's like, your problem is when you're alone.
Yeah.
That's when you're never suicidal, when you're with other people. And
yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't think so. She's like, so start dating and find someone. She's like, if you find someone who loves you and you love them, and it'll make your life a lot better. She also said I could get a dog, but I don't. No. First, I'm allergic. Second, I on my walks, I saw this little old lady. I see her several times a week.
Yeah.
And just like bending over to pick up her dog shit, and I'm like, nope,
not for me, right?
Nope, that's not for me. If I ever start shitting on the floor and a dog will follow me behind and clean it up, that's the dog I'll get.
Yeah.
But she was saying that, but authenticity is a double-edged sword, because it scares people away too when they don't know you. Like, it's like it's endearing in person usually.
Yeah.
It's not endearing on Tinder.
Well, with Tinder, they're only usually after one thing. But no, it's I think, like, it is interesting.
Do you need another beer?
I think so. I'm backwashing at this point.
You keep talking, I'll get to it.
So I can remember one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in my own life was the self-denial, thinking that I wasn't good enough. There we go. Appreciate that. Thinking that I wasn't good enough to show up completely as I am. So, of course, being an actor, I created these characters that I thought people would, love about me and all this stuff. And it just got to the point where it was just completely exhausting.
Yeah.
And then as I dove deep into my trauma work, I found like a lot of my self-abandonment issues came from me abandoning my true self, abandoning who I really was. And so, going, doing things like meditation and all, you sort of get deeper insight into like why you have certain things happen. And the authenticity came up because it was like, yeah, just be yourself, whatever that looks like, honor it, and people who can honor that will come into your life. And I was like, the fear in me was like, well, hell no, like I can't do that. Like, what would happen if people? He's like, well, let them hate you, and then the people that can really honor who you are, they'll be there. They'll either stay there or they'll come into your life because they'll be resonating at the same type of energy. And so that really kind of made me think. It's like at the end of the day, like I want to be able to wake up and say, you know what, if I were to die at any point in time, I was always myself. And what's interesting is that helped me to be even more joyful and full of real positivity, like, authentic positivity in the sense that, yeah, shit's going to happen, but, what type of perspective do you take when it happens, and what type of action are you taking after it happens? Not just, the house next door is blowing up and it's on fire and everything is great and fine and we're just having a grand old time. You're just lying to yourself. But if you can get to that place where you just say, like, I've had the path that I've had for a reason, and this is who I am, and like, you know what? And not to be all gushy gushy, but it's like I can love myself right where I am and what I've done and who I've been to my family, to my friends, to the people, the strangers I meet in the store. Like I can honor that every single day and say, yeah, you know what? You're actually a pretty good guy. You're actually a pretty good person. Just stick with that and just do what feels natural. And I think that's what I got away from, which really caused me to kind of go down some really dark places.
It's interesting. There's a lot to unpack. The one thing that struck me too is I used to always, when I was most successful, after I got divorced, when I was most successful with the ladies, and I mean I'll say, I was an every other weekend guy, as kids, and at one point I was keeping like statistics on, and I was like, I'm 9 out of 11 on my attempts. Like I'm money.
Wow, that's 90% or something like that.
Yeah, I'm a Hall of Famer. But
all right, Otani.
Yeah, it was great in one sense, obviously, but it was terrible in another sense of like. But the 11 attempts were all acting. I was not me. I was a cocky, because I mean, women are a little too easy to. They like confidence more than anything, and I was 220 pounds, and they like I was 28 years old. I was young and attractive at the time, in good shape, and so I had things going for me. It wasn't like I was just the 300-pound guy that you knew. He's dead now. But I had things wrong, but it was the confidence, which was completely fake, and just the swagger that. It's not me. I'm a self-deprecating humor guy. Like that's my style because that's the way I go. But so Jenny, the one the friend who told me to start dating. One thing she said, she's like, you should just get drunk on your first or second date. She's like, you're gonna get drunk. If she can't deal with it, like if she can deal with it, then that might be your soulmate. If she can't deal with it, find out early. There's no point in wasting time, because she's like, at some point, even if you cut back on drinking, you're gonna get stupid drunk, and she's gonna have to know what that's like. And I'm like, I guess there's some wisdom there, right? I mean, if you're not okay with it, then let's just.
I think you got to hit the road.
Cut bait.
Right? Like, because you gotta you got to be yourself. And if you can't be yourself, it catches up eventually, and it becomes something where, once again, that I talked about self abandonment, but it's like the self betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would just kick myself when I said, like, who was that person back there? Like, it was definitely not me. Like, and that can, when you do it enough times, it can just kind of be like, damn, like, I really don't know who I am. I really
Am
can't
I a
embrace
character?
Yeah. And that was the hardest thing with acting, is because it just gave me an outlet to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I started to really enjoy, like, roles where I could just be myself, because it's like, okay, this is who I truly am. This is me,
It's a lot easier when there's part of you in the character.
Yeah, for sure.
Part of your character's name is Jeffrey, and it's just you turned up the volume a little bit.
I mean, but it's perfect though, right? Like, because everything about that character adds so much to this story, so much to that film. Like, it's just you being free to be you. Same with, like, Spaghetti Face. I already knew, like, you were like Spaghetti Face.
Oh yeah.
Like, as I'm reading the script, but I'm like, that's so you. Like, that's what's so magical about who you are, is just you being yourself. And I think that's the most dynamic, wonderful people are the ones that just say, you know what? If you don't like it, fuck it. This is who I am. Like, my entire journey has led me to this point, and that's who I am. Take it or leave it.
It's an interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because it's a philosophical thing that I've had this discussion with several people, and a lot of people are like, "You need to go to therapy."
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it's talking about loving yourself.
Yeah.
And I fully hate myself. Like, I'm a horrible. I'm a nice person. I'm not mean to, like, I'm really not mean to anybody.
Yeah.
Except for Falcons fans and players.
Buccaneers, you fuckers. Did I say that? But while we're in Tampa.
Yeah, well, even I made a tweet just to, and like, people are calling me like a worthless piece of shit, a big loser, and I'm liking the tweets because I think it's funny. Like, I'm just trying to stoke the fire. Like, I'm not. I like your reaction. Some of them were a little not nice, but the ones that were like good spirited insults, I was like, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. But it's by the way, I'm like, I wanted to lose that game. We got the number 1 pick right now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, right? This was a win-win for the Saints. We got Shuck in the game, and we're the number 1 pick. But my thing is always, I feel like and it took someone pointing this out. I've accomplished a lot for an individual in the past year. Like, The Last Ride didn't start filming till November.
Right.
So we're not even a year out of that.
Yeah.
Filmed that movie, wrote the script for Thanksgiving again, cast, did all the production stuff, shot it, edited it.
Putting it out.
It's going to be out. So in less than a calendar year, I shot 2 movies that are done. They're both completed. The Last Ride's just in the festival circuit, and it can't be released, or we would disqualify. And Thanksgiving again is it's going to be at Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival.
Yeah.
December 5th.
Yes.
If you're local. And but someone had pointed out, like, God, you've done a lot in the last year. Like, that's a lot to accomplish. It's a lot. And I'm like, I guess so. But I think if I loved myself, I wouldn't have accomplished it. And I don't know that that's true. I'm like, I think me hating myself is almost the fuel that's like, I mean, you've seen some of my Instagram things. Someday, like, I walked 13 miles a week ago. Today I walked only 8.1 miles this morning. But it's like, I wouldn't do that if I loved myself. I'd just lie in bed and roll over and go back to sleep. Like, I do this because I hate myself. And maybe that's just me focusing energy in a certain way. But it's like, I do this stuff because it's like, you're a worthless piece of shit. You got to get up and do something. You gotta look better. You gotta make movies. You can't just rest on your laurels. No film festival, pun intended. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, it's like the difference between in my head,
Yes.
because I've never loved myself,
Yeah.
is the difference between me getting up, exercising,
Mm-hmm.
and pounding the pavement,
Mm-hmm.
editing stuff to promote the movie, whatever, or writing a script or whatever the hell I'm doing, as opposed to that's I hate myself. If I love myself, I'd be like, I'm going to sleep 3 more hours. I think I'm going to jerk off now. Maybe I'll go to a strip club. Like like I'm like,
So
it's probably a bad perspective.
I have a question. What? So if you don't mind,
Yeah.
define for me your definition of self hatred.
There's a voice in my head, um, and credit to Sam to actually
Yeah.
turning me on to the show BoJack Horseman.
I remember she was talking about it on set. Yeah.
There's an episode of it, and it's called "Worthless Piece of Shit" or
Mm-hmm.
"Stupid Piece of Shit," whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's him talking to himself in his head, the main character going through life, and he's like, they know what a worthless piece of shit. Like every time I'm in a room, I'm like, everyone hates me, everyone thinks I'm stupid, and I am. I'm just a worthless piece of shit. And that episode was kind of amazing to me because I'm like, whoa. Apparently, other people have this voice inside their head that's constantly telling them how terrible they are.
Yeah.
But there's two ways that can go,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's the way of like, it's like the coach who can kick your ass or pat you on the back when you make a mistake. And a lot of times I just use that as I'm going to prove all these people wrong. They all think I'm a fucking loser, but I'm going to prove them wrong. But there are times then where, there are times where it gets dark and it's like, oh, they're right. I'm a piece of shit. I'm going to die alone. Everyone hates me. And that's where it's like, so that's kind of the thing. It's just an internal voice inside my head that's constantly telling me I'm not good enough, in any way, shape, or form. Like, like even if I remember like little things like, uh, I used to go pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't picked this up, but I used to go with a buddy and his girlfriend, and the three of us would go to do trivia on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
And we finished second place, which was like a $10 bar tab, which didn't help me a lot. But
one beer
chipped a little bit into the bill.
Yeah.
But we got like second place every time, and somebody said something like, "Man, you have so much random knowledge. It's awesome." And I'm like, oh, it's just because I'm a loser. Like I have time for all of this stuff. Like it's like a compliment I internalize as an insult, and it's like I'm smart enough to recognize there's something wrong with me.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's the.
So, at what age did you start doing that?
Oh, as long as I can remember.
Really? Was it big in sports?
Sports was. I was the kid in PE class who got in fights every day.
Okay.
Because I was like the Chauncey Gardner Johnson. I would just like if we were playing football, I would hold, I would do every little thing and just piss the person off. And there was one time I got in a fight with Sean Simpson, who's also a local filmmaker. We were fighting. The way I remember it is he went and tried to punt a ball at me, and I just ducked and charged into him, knocked him over, and he broke both of his wrists.
Oh wow!
So yeah. But my personality, though, I'm the one in the locker room. We're getting dressed, and he can't button his pants, and I go and help him.
Yeah.
So it was like I remember my friend Kyle McKeon. We used to, if we were not on the same team, if we were on the same team, you didn't want to be against us. Not because we were the greatest, but because we were both assholes.
Yeah.
But like if we were not on the same team, we would be pushing, shoving, screaming at each other.
Yeah.
And then the next period after PE, we'd be sitting next to each other in class making jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just
healthy competition
on the field is different than so I but also I the only thing I took pride in was I was too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, that's a whole other philosophical topic I was thinking about on my walk today.
Yeah.
Fight or flight. There was a dude who looked a little sketchy, and he got behind me and was walking. And I'm like, I can walk faster and see if he keeps up, but part of me wants to just turn around and look at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's always if I'm in a confrontation, my reaction is never to run.
Yeah.
It's always to fight. It's never a flight.
To go into it.
Right. When it probably should just sometimes be to flight. But I'm like, I wonder if it's because I was slow. So I was like, I can't outrun this person. I might as well fight him.
Yeah. I think it's more or less you want to deal with whatever is unfolding, and you go into it as opposed to, I think most people go away from it. Now I can tell you, in a situation like that, growing up in New Orleans, we ran because fear of getting shot, stabbed, or anything like that. It was like you roll up on the wrong guy, and all of a sudden he's. But I think it's more or less it attributes to your ability to be direct with whatever's coming into your life. So it's interesting. I asked you about what self-hatred is, and I experienced a lot of that, the same that you were saying about like those voices and whatnot. But what I find is self-love is that reaction to the self-hatred. Like, so people doubt me, have doubted me, said I wasn't able to do this and do that. And so to me, the self-love, the self-motivation comes in where it says, oh yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that like I can not only do this, but I can do it better than anybody can ever expect. And so to me, I kind of define that as
interesting
self-love in a sense, because, just from childhood alone and going to private school and having nuns and like, all these people that are so restricted emotionally. And
this looks terrible on camera.
Oh.
I was like, I hope this isn't below the camera. Yeah, it is.
X-rated.
Sorry, I'm just peeing into a glass, guys.
But
sorry, the nuns.
I'm talking about something religious. But they were so restrictive, and a lot of that made me question myself. And I hated that. And I hated myself for a long time. But then when I was able to get to the place of, wait a minute, why am I hating me? They're the ones that gave me this belief. I know better. And I started to like, that self-talk became really empowering in a sense that there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you've been chosen. There's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. And then it just kind of avalanches. And so I guess that's my like definition of self-love. Self-hatred to me is basically just doing things that I know that doesn't serve me living the life that I want to live. Like that's like, I mean, I don't even know like examples you can come up with, but anything that
sabotage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anything that compromises or sabotages me from being able to say at the end of the day, yeah, I like who I am. And that's fucking awesome. And anything that can be from any area of life, any direction that does that, that's a form of self-hatred. And that's where self-love has to come in and say, okay, well, what's a better way for me in particular to do this so I can be at peace and okay with myself? Not okay, but just, feeling good with myself and who I am. So, yeah, I think it's all different perspectives and how we've been brought up and what we've experienced and stuff like that. But the beauty is in life, I don't think there's any wrong answers or right answers. Like I've gave up right and wrong for the longest time because I don't think life is like just right and wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think the best, to me, the best example of that, and this goes into even judging other people based on how they feel, is what I was saying to you before we were recording in the kitchen about how I was angry at people being like, you can't lose weight until you stop drinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm not going to stop drinking. So I guess I'll just be fat. when it's like, no, you can exercise and eat your way
Yeah.
out of it
Yeah.
while drinking
Yeah.
and eating pasta. I mean,
Yeah.
I found a different pasta brand
Yeah.
that makes it possible, frankly.
Yeah.
But the but the flip side to this is maybe 90% of people couldn't do
Yeah.
this. Like
Yeah.
the reaction my body has to alcohol and
Yeah.
to exercise and all carbs and it
Mm-hmm.
might be very different than someone else could be the same size as I was and
Yeah.
do the exact same thing,
Yeah.
and they might end up 20 pounds heavier
Yeah.
in 5 months. It's not one size fits all, and I get
Mm-hmm.
it's the same with mental health of like uh everybody is different. We're all
Exactly.
unique. Like it's
Exactly.
not as much as we like to think science, and I don't feel like there's a lot of brain science
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there that's really legitimate.
Yeah.
But even nutrition and all that stuff, it's like as much as we like to think science has the answer, that's maybe the answer for the majority of people.
Exactly.
But again, I think you and I are both unicorns in the
Yeah.
in the you know our personalities, our drive,
Yeah.
and our dark side. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, for sure.
Like it's all there.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's I don't know. Well, in a roundabout way, it's like don't try to. I guess what I and I'm trying to basically give
Yeah.
myself therapy here is don't try to compare yourself to others in certain regards of like if you had asked me 2 hours ago
Yeah.
like is Shaun ever depressed, I'd be like no, no, Shaun's the happiest person I've ever met. He's so nice. And maybe vice versa. Um, but that's the thing of like don't assume. I still
Yeah.
remember. I'll be cagey on the details,
Yeah.
but like how that like I mean the one thing that's I think I take a little pride in with my Instagram is I post my losses
Yeah.
and I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like to me that's like what people should do. Like one of my favorite posts I ever had was somebody took a picture of me passed out drunk on a couch holding a drink,
Yeah.
and I use that as my dating profile picture. Like, I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, but so many, there's people on Instagram they post about their beautiful life, and then you
Yeah.
hang out with them, and they're like, oh my god, these two people hate each other.
Yeah.
But they take pictures together.
Yeah.
It makes it look like they don't.
Yeah.
And it's like your life is miserable. But
Yeah.
if you just follow it from Instagram,
Yeah.
your life is perfect. And
Yeah.
it's like I like to counter that. Like part of that's just
Absolutely.
my comedy sense of like,
Yeah.
I live a perfect life. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I stub my toe and I'm fat and I'm ugly and I hate myself.
Yeah.
That to me is not only generally it's true, but
Yeah.
it's authentic, but it's also funny because it's counter to what everyone else is posting.
Exactly.
And but that's again, you don't know that person might be in the deepest, darkest place imaginable.
Yeah.
And they might not be trying to post it as a facade. They might be trying to post it to improve their own. So I'm not judging
Exactly
them.
Yeah.
It's I guess just don't judge people.
Yeah. I think what's interesting, and I want to commend you here in a bit because you're an example that I think everybody needs to know and hear about. You know what? I'm drinking. I should probably say that right now because the brain is starting to slow down a little bit. But I want to commend you because when everybody told you, and guys, this is a life lesson. So I want you really to pay attention to this. When everybody told you, or your buddy told you that you couldn't do that while drinking, you couldn't lose the weight while drinking, and you actually did it, proves that when your mind is made up that you're going to do something and you're going to find a creative solution to do it and implement it and you're motivated enough, you can do that shit. And you did it. And I mean, you lost what, how many pounds?
53 or something.
53 pounds after somebody told him, well, no, you can't do it drinking. Why? Because the other person has probably heard somebody tell them, well, you can't do it by drinking and eating steak or anything like that or whatever. And the problem is people just take what people give them and accept it as true. And once you accept something as true, your mind says, all right, this is the blueprint, and we're going to manifest this shit exactly how you have it in your subconscious. And the thing I loved about Bruce Lee the most was he always said, never accept anything as true. Always investigate and find out for yourself to see if it resonates. And once you know it resonates, then you can do that. The only reason why people tell you can't do something is because they don't have the mental capacity themselves to understand or to know how it can be done. And so it stops them. And that's always going to be like, if your mind's blocked, like if your mind was blocked on Thanksgiving again or on Last Ryde, you would have never finished it. But because you mentally, you had that conviction, you were able to just, the steps subsequent just reveal themselves. And you did that step and you did that step and you met, well, you already knew Rick, but all these people start coming together because it's just ultimately, I feel, and this is my realization about life is just reflecting who we are internally from an ultimate standpoint. I think we have these ideas, we have these feelings and these beliefs, and then they're projected onto life. And sometimes that's scary because there's shit that we don't know that's brewing down there that we're unaware of, and something happens, like, how the hell that happened? But my faith in life is that who I am and who people treat me and how things unfold are a direct correlation to what I'm holding in here. And so I just wanted to throw that out because that's amazing that you were able to do that in the midst. And that's, I think, my version of self-love. Somebody telling you can't do something or doubting you in some way, you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to fucking do it anyway. And you did it. So I commend you on that, bud.
I appreciate it. And yeah, it is a personality trait of mine.
Yeah.
When people say you can't do.
Absolutely. I love that. And it's kind of unhealthy. Maybe it's unhealthy. I don't know. But like, anybody doubts me. Anybody tells me I can't do something. Anybody, like, I can remember, it's a football story. I just got to college, Louisiana Tech University, and I was recovering from a basically torn ACL, MCL, PCL, LCL.
Oh, Jesus.
Meniscus, cartilage. My knee was just mangled. And so I went to therapy for a year. Technology wasn't as expansive as it is now. So I went through the hardcore therapy. And once I was healthy enough, I felt like I could really and truly run like a 4.4. Because before that, I was actually going, really fast. And so I remember there was this guy, his name was Chris, and he was just doubting it. And he doubted me for like literally 5 or 6 months until I went and had my tryout. And at the tryout, to walk on to Louisiana Tech football team, I ran a 4.42.
Jesus.
And I was like, this would have been so great if I had a phone that actually took pictures back then, because I could have showed him. But when I ran that, it made me feel so good because my mind was already convinced that I could do it, but it didn't matter because somebody else was telling me outside that it wasn't possible. It just created fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And so, like, guys, when you make up your mind and you're really convinced, it just, the possibilities are endless. God. No question.
I had 4.42 speed. God damn.
A couple years later, I blew out a hamstring, and that was it.
I still remember freshman year, and we had a future NFL player at quarterback, and he just rocketed the ball, even though he was an NFL player as a receiver, but he had a cannon arm, and obviously hard to catch. And after the first week where I struggled, because I pride myself on my hands, and
the coach came over to me, varsity coach, because we're all practicing together, and I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
Like, this is before we even technically started. This was summer practice before, and he came up to me. He's like, "You just add some speed, you'll be starting on varsity this year." And I'm like, "How do I add speed?" And I tried. I'm just a slow runner. Like, like if I trained, I would have been like a 5'5" guy. If I trained, I would it was just not a gift I got.
Yeah.
Like, I got great hand. It was like every sport. It was like, oh, if you were just fast, you'd be great. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Is there a sport I can play that I don't have to be fast? I should have taken pitching. Pitching. That would have been. That's the one position I didn't try in baseball.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the one position you don't. You need to have a little quickness to like cover first base, but like you don't need to be fast. You just need to have good reaction time.
Yeah. So you needed our
4.42.
So we had Deion Sanders' speed and conditioning coach, this guy named Tom Shaw, who opened a business in New Orleans, and he would help the Saints players. And I can remember the summer of my junior year, he allowed, I think, 10 or 15 people from our high school team to come and train with him. And the thing he showed me was speed often is DNA and, natural talent, but it was like, it's technique, because he took guys that were 5 flats and made them into 4.6.
Yeah.
And I mean, that opened me up so much, because it's like, okay, wait a minute. If I could naturally run a 4.6, I can go even faster if I have the right technique and stuff like that. Because I was wasting movements at the beginning by going side to side and hands were flailing. But once this guy got a hold of me, he helped Primetime run as fast as he did. It was just like, oh, okay, this is technique can actually help this situation. And so nowadays, I mean, you have years to work at it. You could be, who knows how fast,
Yeah, probably not me. I mean, if I trained and I was younger, I could maybe have gotten down to like a 5.0 flat. It was just, I don't have the fast twitch ligaments or joint or whatever it is. It's like, it's and then I see Cam Scadaboo's injury this weekend, and I'm like, maybe it's good that I didn't continue to play.
Yeah, man, between the CTE and I mean, those horrific injuries are happening pretty prevalent in the NFL now.
They seem to be happening a lot more than they used to.
Tyreek Hill, man. Who was the other guy?
Dak had it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The Lions D-end. What's his
Hutchinson,
face?
Right?
Hutchinson, yes.
Yep. Godwin.
Hutchinson's back and dominating.
Yeah.
By the way. Like, I'm like, oh, man, his career's never – but I said that with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
I remember watching his injury. I was watching it. I was a teenager. I was at my parents' house, obviously, because that's where I lived.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, no. Yeah. He's a really promising young quarterback. He's never going to play another down in the NFL, because it was
brutal, man. Like, what?
Like, all these disgusting leg snaps.
Yeah.
It was with his shoulder. It was like,
my God.
Yes.
Cam Newton didn't jump on the ball in the Super Bowl.
Oh, but it was a Super Bowl, Cam.
All he could think of is probably,
Drew Brees.
Ironically enough, he hurt his shoulder like shortly after. So it was just, Drew Brees' injury, like how, I think that's why Saban didn't even sign him, because he was like, oh, this guy's
the Dolphins training staff said he wasn't.
Yeah.
So they lowered his offer.
Yeah.
And hey, Peyton, we got a Super Bowl.
Yeah. all it took is a coach who knew how to say, Drew, put your hips into it. And once the shoulder got healthy enough, man, most prolific passer, I think.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Hey, Drew Brees has two shout outs in Thanksgiving again. I don't know if you were in the room for either of those.
No. Okay.
That's the funny thing with the movie. You're in so much of it, but you're also not in so much of it that I'm like, I wonder if he even knows, because one of them was, I know you wouldn't know this, because one of them was improv in front of my house.
Okay.
It was just me, Mike, and Sam.
Yeah.
And we're walking up to the door, and it's like, you guys should be, or
I was the director. We should be talking about something before she comes out and tells us to go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thing is like, that's why Drew Brees is a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And Mike's come back, but he's 7 Super Bowls. I'm like, it's a team game.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Tom Brady. I do, and I respect everything Tom Brady did. But Drew Brees is like,
yeah. No,
and the jersey.
Yeah, he was a better quarterback. I mean, I still point to, speaking of November 1st, when this movie's coming out.
Yeah.
November 1st, All Saints Day. The day the Saints were founded in 1966. Also, November 1st, 1910, Carlo Macolino arrived at Ellis Island.
Wow. Is that your grandfather?
Great-grandfather.
Okay.
So a lot of, this moth is driving me crazy. A lot of history for me personally on November 1st. But November 1st, 2015, Saints-Giants, Drew Brees ties the NFL record with 7 touchdown passes, and they still only won the game on a last-second field goal. 52-49. Yeah, and it was like, Tom Brady has a game like that, they win 49-0.
Yeah.
Drew Brees has a game like that, they win 52-49.
We had a just lack of present defense for so long.
It's until 2017.
Yeah.
The defense was terrible. And I think you can see Sean Payton with the Broncos now. They've got like the best defense in the league. Yeah. And it's like, oh, he learned. It just took him a long time to learn, like
14 years.
You win championships if you have a good defense. Tom Brady never won a championship without like a top 5 or 10 defense.
Yeah. So many of those dudes are probably going.
Drew Brees had 1 year with a top 5 defense, I think, in his entire career.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the biggest thing. It's like the offense was hitting on all cylinders, and then the defense is non-existent.
That game against the 49ers in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, 2011. Jimmy Graham caught that touchdown. I thought that was it. And then literally Alex Smith drives down.
Yeah, we complete the comeback.
Yeah.
Give up a touchdown. Complete the comeback again.
Yeah. And with Sproles Spurs.
Yes,
Graham.
Jimmy Graham, I watched the highlights of that game now, which is probably maybe the best game in NFL history. Yeah. But I watch the highlights. I'm like, go down, go down, make the clock run. Oh, he scored.
Yeah. That's another one of my favorites. Jimmy Graham, man. Only if he would have stayed with the Saints.
Oh, yeah.
He would be in the Hall of Fame without question.
Yeah, I mean, he to me, it's like he's close to being there now. I mean, he's not quite there, but it's like, golly,
if he would have stayed with Drew Brees, oh, my God. Like, come on, like.
There's no bigger indictment of Russell Wilson than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I know Russ had a good career.
Yeah.
But he's not a Hall of Famer because Jimmy Graham's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And that's on Russ.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about those early times when just that was automatic, unstoppable. Breeze to Graham. I mean, like such a mismatch. And for a guy to be that big, that tall, that strong, that athletic, it was just.
And they had the chemistry.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
He knew where Drew was going to put the ball, and
yeah.
Same with Marcus Colston.
Same, yeah.
Who Drew Brees put on his Mount Rushmore of receivers.
I saw that.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I appreciated that. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Colston, God, I get very irritated that people talk about Julian Edelman getting in the Hall. I'm like, he has half of Colston's stats.
Just watch his highlights.
No one's ever said Marcus Colston should be a Hall of Famer. But if he stayed healthier, he would probably be a Hall of Famer. And if he was more of an asshole than a quiet guy, he would have made. Yeah, Joe Horn made 4 Pro Bowls. Marcus Colston made 0. Joe Horn didn't have a single season as good as like Marcus Colston's 4th best season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they played on the same team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it's generationally different.
Yeah,
they played on the same team.
It's crazy when the Saints social media, the Instagram will show like Colston's old highlights.
And he was my favorite player.
I always find myself, I'm like, same with Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles is one of my favorite Saints of all time. And you look back at those and you say, this guy was that good. Like, you don't even you remember it at the time, but then you don't appreciate it as much until when it's not there, obviously.
Yeah.
But like he was so good. Both those guys were so good. Like it
Yeah.
keeps me speechless just thinking about it. Like the type of plays they made for New Orleans. So
Yeah. That 2011 Sproul season is,
yeah,
I think it still might hold the record for all purpose yards.
yeah. I think a lot of other Saints fans were concerned when Reggie Bush went over to Miami because it's like, okay, who's that Joker back now? And then Sproles comes in, it makes you forget all about it. Like
Mhm.
even doubles the numbers I think
It
that Bush
is.
had put up.
It is sad for Reggie Bush. I watched Jameer Gibbs, and I'm like,
Mm.
if Reggie Bush was 20 years younger,
Yeah,
he'd be better than Jameer Gibbs.
yeah,
Jameer Gibbs is great, but I'm like, Reggie Bush came a little too
yeah,
early.
yeah, yeah,
And Shaun tried to make it, but it's like, oh man,
yeah,
he would have been like the greatest player in the
yeah.
game.
Oh yeah, because he had all the intangibles. Like
They just didn't quite understand the running back out of the backfield quite
yeah,
the same way.
same like I picture envision him kind of like McCaffrey in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, really, Kamara.
Yeah, yeah. Kamara like solidified that with everything. Just guy being so smooth and having the hands to go with his running ability and awareness. It's
Mm.
something special. But I feel bad for those guys because it's just like I feel like their years are just being wasted.
Oh God,
Him and Cam Jordan.
and Demario, yeah, don't even get me
Yeah,
started. I'm like, oh, these are borderline Hall of
Hall of
Fame
Famers.
players. Cam's probably in. The other two are probably just out,
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah,
it's not helping that you're playing on this shit team.
yeah. I think this might be Cam's last year, maybe one more year, but I don't know. It's hard,
Yeah,
man.
he needs one more sack to get to 125,
Wow.
and I'm like, just get there. That'll
Yeah.
get you in the Hall.
Yeah.
He's got 8 Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
Demario, I think is going to keep playing. I hope it's with us, but I don't know.
He's 31 right now, right?
No,
31,
he's
32.
36.
Oh,
Demario is
oh,
old.
that's right, because he's with the Jets for like six or
A long
seven
time.
seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 year with the Browns and then back to the Jets and then to the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's and I this Kamara's on his last year or second to last year. Because he
Was
he
that 2
basically
years,
said
24 million was last year?
yeah, so he's signed
Okay.
for next year.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. And like they said they asked him if he got traded, what he'd do. He said, I'd just go
Polina
drink a
Pina
pina
Colada.
colada. Like, oh, so he'll retire.
Yeah.
He's basically saying you can't trade me.
Yeah.
I will retire and
Yeah.
the trade will be nullified.
Yeah.
Which I love to an extent, but I also feel terrible. I'm like, man, go play for the Chiefs and win a Super Bowl.
Go win a Super Bowl, yeah.
Like, but I guess at this point, priorities.
I mean, he's set. He's got his businesses and
Oh yeah, he said he's not spent a dime of his NFL money.
Yeah.
He's like the Jay Leno of the NFL.
God. Yeah.
He's like, I spend my endorsement money.
Yeah.
The $100 million I've made as an athlete, that's in the bank.
That's so smart.
He is like,
Yeah.
I've heard people. He's one of the most intelligent guys. Like,
Yeah.
it's interesting. I think he tries to play it off that he's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, oh man, he's fucking. And Demario he won't tell his trade secrets of how he keeps his body in shape.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like I don't.
Yeah.
I can't tell. But it's like, God damn, the dude's about to get 140 tackles this year.
I know.
And he's not. He's still a great player. Like,
yeah. It reminds me of Fred McAfee. Fred McAfee was running with the 20-year-olds when he was like 36 years old.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm in the best shape of my life.
He's in the front office,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Like, and some guys just get it, man. Peyton said that about Kamara. He said that he was the most intelligent player he had ever come across.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he's coming out of Tennessee.
Yeah, he said he just sees, and Drew Brees said it too, where it's like he sees things and he's like, hey, we should do this.
Yeah.
And it's always right.
Yeah.
It's like,
we've seen the evidence.
Yeah, no, he's sadly got he's never had a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
And he's not getting the ball enough this year.
Jesus.
We should force feed out. No, I don't know. I don't know how healthy.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Painful.
Well, I think we've gone long enough.
Yeah. That was therapeutic.
Yes, Shaun and I can do like a Joe Rogan episode.
I know,
like,
right? Like I feel like I know you so much more now, and on a deeper level, I appreciate you more. I mean, not that I didn't appreciate you before, but like it's there's a solidarity in being able to be vulnerable with other guys and stuff like that. I guess in the crowd.
Yeah, well, and it does. There is. This is why I like the in person. I haven't had many, but the in person is so much more personable than the Zoom. I feel like because you're more. I'm not thinking about the camera being right here. Like I'm just talking to you, and occasionally I'm like, oh, look at these two guys on the. But there is a more there's a different when you're on Zoom.
Yeah,
you obviously know you're on a podcast.
Right.
When you're talking in person, you kind of are like, oh yeah, we're on a podcast. Hey,
yeah,
like me, just holding a drink down here and being like, hey, I wonder how this looks. Oh, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Definitely organic.
Yes. Yeah. Shaun, where can people find you?
You can find me most notably on Instagram at IamShaunGrant. I've been getting big into TikTok. I actually really like TikTok.
That makes one of us.
Yes. The Uplifter at 504 New Orleans representing. Yeah. TheUplifter 504. Any one of those places you can find me very frequent unless I decide to take a siesta, but that's very rare. So you can find me there.
Excellent. And the links will be in the show notes. I'm not doing an outro to this episode. I'm just going to look for the mouse. And I can't do the joke I did with Sam with you.
Wait, Thanksgiving again, November 1st. Make sure you cop it. And once you cop it, share it. And then have them share it with other people and just continue to keep sharing it and sharing it. And then we'll bring you a sequel.
Yes. Yeah. Make me $1 million.
There you go.
And then you'll get your sequel.
You heard the man.
All right. Boom. It's over.